Is that what you're trying to basically saying? Okay. Well, getting started here. Typically what you would do is you would go out and look for properties that are single family homes. We don't want to deal with apartment complexes. We don't want to deal with management companies because, as we all know, or at least as I know in my experience, those things can change in a matter of a month. 1 month you're dealing with one management company, they sell the apartment complex or whatever, or condo or whatever. You're dealing with someone else, and then they're going to tell you, no, you can't do Airbnb. So we want to stick with single family houses, your typical bread and butter, 3 bedroom, 2 bath, 1,500 or whatever square foot. And what we're going to do is we're going to contact the property owner, which should be an individual. We don't want to contact companies. And we're going to pitch them and tell them, hey, look, my name is such and such and such. I'm a new business this is a new business that I just started. And we're looking for properties because we have people that are coming in that are, traveling nurses and people who need a place to stay. We notice there's a need for this in the market, and kind of go from there. You really don't want to tell them that you're doing Airbnb. You kind of want to leave that word out and not tell them that, because Airbnb has a lot of what's the word I'm looking for? It causes issues with some people, and it has kind of a bad rap. So you leave the word Airbnb out and just use short-term rental. If they bring up Airbnb and they ask you, is this going to be on Airbnb? Obviously, you tell them yes, but if they don't mention it, just use short-term rental. And we're looking for a place for traveling professionals to stay. And then, of course, once you get it and you get it under contract, there's a special contract that you have to sign in addition to the lease, which I'm going to put in the Facebook group that you guys can download and you can use, but they're going to have to sign that when you sign the lease. So basically, you're going to sign something, they're going to sign something. That way it keeps everything above board, and they can't come back and say, well, you didn't tell us this was going to be on Airbnb. Yes, I did. It's in the contract. Then from there, of course, you can go and go to Rooms to Go or Ashley Home Furniture Store, get the credit card, put it all on a credit card, and put it on Airbnb and pay it off, and then boom, turn around, do it again, make money. Hope that helps. All right. Devontae, we're going to go ahead and unmute, sir. You are unmuted.
Hey, what's up, man? Devontae. So a big thing for me right now is just kind of like stopping me where I see an obstacle is that I just registered a business. Well, I'm waiting for it to be approved, so that's pretty much the only thing that's holding me back. But I've done so much research, and I'm just trying to gain as much knowledge as I can while I wait for my business to get approved. And then once I get that going, I think I'd be good to go.
Okay. Well, I mean, you don't really have to wait for your business to get approved. I know that some people on YouTube and other places are talking about using business credit, and I've dabbled in that too. But I find that, just using regular credit cards works for me, and personal loans. So,
okay, got
you. I wouldn't worry too much about starting a business right off the bat. I would say once you get about 1 or 2 units, then you may want to go ahead and start doing things in your LLC. But
yeah,
the very beginning.
Appreciate it.
Yeah, no problem. All right. Anybody else having issues, or if they have questions? Anybody. So I'm gonna tell you one of the issues that I'm having right now. And that is I'm looking for money. Now I know we're all looking for that, but I'm looking particularly for people who have 401ks, IRAs, HSAs, and they have they're sitting back and they're getting that 0.0002% or whatever they get in a year, and they're probably not doing too good in this market anyway. I'm reaching out to those people because I'm looking to acquire some units here in my city. I'm actually not in Atlanta, I'm in Nashville. And so in my market is a very hot market for properties. And they're pretty expensive here. They range anywhere from 300,000 and up for Airbnb properties. So I'm looking for, or I'm actually looking to partner with people on that. So if you're interested in doing that with me, hit me up, you know, DM me, reach out to me on Facebook, and we can work something out. So design team has their hand up. So we're gonna choose you here real quick. Design team, you are unmuted.
Thank you. You kind of got into it with Nashville, but I was going to ask, are there 5 to 7 markets, or with like you're not in Atlanta, but just specific areas that are hot that should be areas of focus?
I don't really have areas of focus. I know that certain markets are hot. Obviously Nashville is, but the problem here is that you have to get a permit to do it, and it's a real pain in the butt. I know Atlanta is similar to Nashville. I know that Gatlinburg, Tennessee is really hot, really hot. The problem with that market is so oversaturated that I don't know. Other hot markets would be Orlando. I heard Orlando is really hot right now. Hawaii is really hot. If you can get a unit, it's very difficult to get one there. And then I was talking to somebody about Texas. Houston is real hot right now. So I would say those markets are pretty hot for this.
Okay, thank you.
But I will I'll have to look into that and see. But really, to be honest, starting out, I would start out in my local market because nobody's gonna know, you know, that market better than people who live there. So I would start out locally first, get a unit there, and then kind of branch out to where you want to go to. So, like me, for example, I like Orlando. I have family in Orlando. So, Orlando is a no brainer for me. But for you, it may be something different. Okay, Devontae, I'm going to choose you. You are unmuted.
Okay, so you actually hit on something that I meant to ask about too, was the startup costs and how to obtain the money for that. So that's something I would like, if you don't mind speaking on that as well.
Okay.
And then the other question, I guess, that you something that you brought up is that the partnership. What does that look like, and what does that entail?
Okay. Well, let me answer the first question. So, as far as the money is concerned, the beautiful thing about this strategy is that you can use credit cards with this. Unlike buying a property where you have to keep your debt to income ratio below a certain amount, I think it's 1/3 or something like that. Some weird, I don't know. But as far as the money, I would say you can start out with as little as 3,000, and it can go up till you can deck these things out and make them 20,000 if you want to. But I would start out as like 3,000 or 4,000 or so.
And this would be, we can use the credit card to pay for like the first and last month's the deposit, first and last month's rent, and all this stuff.
Yeah, yeah. You want to go ahead and put that on a credit card. And I know people are adverse to using credit cards, but with this strategy, what you're going to do is put everything on a credit card, and then as you get those rents coming in, excuse me, not rents, but bookings coming in, you're going to pay down that credit card as soon as possible.
Okay.
But the beautiful thing about this, you can use credit cards, you can use personal loans. That's what I'm doing right now.
Okay.
And then the second question you had was partnership. So basically, the partnership that I'm looking to do would be a 50-50 partnership. They would put up half the money. I'd put up half the money. I would, of course, manage the unit because it's here locally and I'm here locally. So it just makes sense to do that. And I would furnish the unit as well.
Okay. So essentially, it would be like the co-host. That makes sense. Okay.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
Exactly.
Okay.
And then every month I would send out a invoice that showed, you know, what the bookings that we brought in, the bookings, shows the expenses, shows, you know, if there's any damages to the property, like someone broke a door handle or something like that, put that on there. So,
Okay, gotcha. Thanks.
yes, no problem. All right. Anybody else? Anybody have any questions? Okay, looks like design team. Design team, you're unmuted.
Sorry, I just forgot to lower it from earlier.
Okay, no problem. Okay, anybody else? Anybody else? Anybody have any questions? So I assume that you're all, multimillionaires and you're making money and you don't have any problems whatsoever. It looks like Brenda Hall. Brenda Hall, okay. Choose you, you're unmuted.
Oh, hello, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
How are you? This is actually my first call, so
Okay.
tell me to, because I'm interested in Airbnb and I don't have a unit yet or anything, but paid off my house. But I'm interested in like trying to. So I'm in New Jersey right now.
Okay.
Interested in like buying a property, but like I don't even know what to do. Like, I mean, I guess I could just buy something in Florida and just have to find the location. Like I just don't know. I don't even know where to begin.
Okay. Well, the first thing you probably want to do is you may want to check in New Jersey and see if you can do it there.
Hmm.
I don't know about that market, so I'm not 100% sure. Some markets you can. In my market, you can do it, but you have to have a permit, and they make it a big, long, drawn out thing. You have to have you have to be located near the unit, like within 120 feet or something like that, and it has to be a commercial unit, commercially zoned. Excuse me. So either one of those. But for you, I would check in New Jersey and see if you can find out if there's any permits or anything that you need. Find out if you can do it legally there, or if they straight up banned it like they did in New York. And then I'll go from there. As far as buying out of state, if for whatever reason you can't do anything in New Jersey, then yeah, you may want to look in places that you would normally travel to or that you enjoy traveling to. Like for me, for example, I like Orlando.
Yeah.
Family there, so it makes sense to buy one there. Of course, I'm always my family, so that just makes sense. But for for you, it may be different.
Well, I'm definitely looking in like the market in Florida.
Yeah.
And because my daughter she's just gonna start her freshman year in college. So she doesn't want to leave, but I want to leave. I'm tired of the cold in New Jersey. So so I'm like, you know what? I might as well get something in Florida and like rent it out until my daughter, I don't know. I've been doing a lot of thinking. It's just trying to figure out which way to go.
Yeah, from what I understand, places like Orlando, Gainesville, Jacksonville, they're very favorable to Airbnb, which is another thing you guys want to look at as you're going into these different markets. You want to look at the favorability. Some places they love Airbnb, and some places they hate those things. I can tell you here where I'm at, they hate them. I talk to people all the time, and they hate these things. But that's just in Nashville. If you go outside, in the rural parts of Tennessee, they don't really care.
Okay.
All right. Looks like, does anybody else have any questions? Anybody? Okay, Margaret, we're gonna go ahead and unmute you. All right, Margaret, you're unmuted.
Hi, how are you?
I'm doing good.
So, is there still restrictions in Atlanta for our Airbnbs as well?
To my understanding, there is, and I'm not familiar with it exactly, but I've been to Atlanta some people, but I don't know exactly what the restrictions are. So I would probably ask someone at the codes department. You can just do a quick Google search for codes in Atlanta for whatever county, I would just shoot them an email, actually. I wouldn't even call them. I would just shoot them an email. Just tell them, hey, what are the restrictions?
Okay.
If you can't do one in the landlord area, you may want to look in the outskirts of town because they may have different codes. And I know here, for example, there's different codes in Davidson County than there is in Sumner, Williams. You just gotta look into that. All right. So anybody else? Any other questions? If you don't have any questions, I'm gonna have to move on here to the next section of the group. Okay, looks like we don't have any questions. So we're looking for ideas for the group. So one of the things that I want to do is I definitely want to do the Facebook group, have that going to where if we have any, and by the way, if you have any scripts or anything that you want to share with the group, go ahead and post that there as well. Go ahead and post that in the group. If you have anything that you want to share as far as like a checklist, you can post that in the group as well. I'll approve it and I'll put it up there for everybody. The whole reason I created this group was that we could help each other and kind of have a close-knit family to where if we have problems or if we have questions or we need a script or we need, what do you do in this situation sort of thing, we can kind of help each other out. So the Facebook group is, if you don't already have it here, but I would post it again in the chat. If you don't mind, go there, sign up for it, and follow it. And all right. Looks like we don't have anything else. So in closing, I guess your homework assignment will be to go out and get a unit. And once I post the script, you can either I wouldn't email these people, but I would definitely go ahead and shoot them a letter or a postcard and tell them that you're interested in getting one of their units. I'm trying to think. Yeah, reach out to people on Facebook Marketplace, Zillow, Craigslist, and you can go ahead and call them. I would definitely call them first and then email them or whatever. All right. This is a very short call today, but hopefully, we'll go ahead and get some things going. And, as more people start going out there and actually doing things, they're of course going to have questions. They can come on the call and ask those questions. All right. So as always, stay up, stay positive. I'll see you guys in the next meeting and good luck.